Well, Fox News and their star primetime host Bill O'Reilly are under growing pressure tonight. At least 20 advertisers, including BMW, Allstate, and others, have now pulled their commercials from the O'Reilly factor. This comes after a New York Times report over the weekend revealed 5 settlements with women who alleged sexual harassment or verbal abuse by O'Reilly. And for the second night in a row, he did not address the allegations on his program. Fox's ad sales head released a statement today saying, "We value our partners and are working with them to address their current concerns about the O'Reilly factor. At this time, the ad buys of those clients have been re-expressed into other Fox News Channel programs." Joining us is Brian Stelter, host of Reliable Sources, and CNN legal analyst Laura Coates. How serious is this, Brian?
This is a very unusual situation to have 20 advertisers publicly say that they're going to distance themselves from the O'Reilly factor. There's more advertisers that have also done that privately, that have called up Fox and said, we don't want to be anywhere near O'Reilly. We've seen this before, though. Glenn Beck, for example, was the subject of an ad boycott many years ago. Eventually, his show at Fox went away. This could be different.
But the thing with O'Reilly is, I mean, some of these charges are not new. I mean, the one that he allegedly paid out, I think $9 million, according to the New York Times, $9 million from his own pocket years ago to a booker or a producer. I mean, that's been known for quite a while, and he seemed to have weathered that.
What's new now is the spotlight. What's also new is Bill Cosby, Roger Ailes, other giant stories, other giant scandals, including O'Reilly's old boss. And Roger Ailes last summer resigned under pressure amid sexual harassment allegations from many women, including Gretchen Carlson and Megyn Kelly. Now O'Reilly is at a network that says it's cleaned up its house, that has instituted new policies, hired new executives, things like that. And yet O'Reilly is still the top man there. The question is he invincible? Laura,
I mean, about the complaints about a culture of harassment at Fox, how do all these past settlements from Fox affect, other lawsuits that Fox is facing and may face? Because when you hear just the sheer volume of lawsuits and the behavior that was going on there, I mean, I can't imagine, I just can't believe that this went on for so long. It's just stunning.
You know, that shock and awe that everyone had is one that was shared presumably by Fox News when they dealt with the Gretchen Carlson case and said, we didn't really know about this. We didn't know there was a culture of this hostile, sexualized work environment. And that was one of the things that many employers across the country cling to with both hands to say, listen, if there was a problem, it was either an isolated incident or we're not liable because we had no knowledge of it. Well, now that you have a track record of known settlements within the workplace that's kind of mirrored what we're talking about with Gretchen Carlson, you can't hide behind that claim of ignorance anymore. And going forward, it buttresses every single potential future allegation and lawsuit against Fox News to say, listen, this is so ingrained that you renewed the contract of the person who was one of the biggest offenders.
You know, one of the arguments that Bill O'Reilly has made publicly is, look, I'm a magnet for lawsuits, and anybody in the public eye is a magnet for lawsuits. I mean, it's
is that
with
true?
all due respect, I mean,
I
was sued once, years ago, not anything to do with the workplace. Someone fell in my house.
And that's the case for Sean Hannity, for Seth Meyers, for Jimmy Fallon, for anybody on TV, news or entertainment.
These are all very specific kinds of lawsuits.
Exactly. And I cannot point to anybody else in television news that has had this pattern of harassment lawsuits and settlements.
Right. Laura, I mean, if this person was accused of this behavior and had paid out settlements in any other business, in a corporation, I guess the question is, would they be allowed to stay?
They would be a liability, and therefore the employer would be liable at that. And so it would tend to show you that in other corporations and other environments, this behavior is not acceptable practice. And so while it may be now an industry standard within that organization, that's the problem they have to face. A hostile work environment claim is very difficult to prove with just innuendos or isolated anecdotes. Now you have a company who's aware of a pattern and practice of behavior, and you have a series of women making the same allegations. It starts to smell like fact and culture, and that's a lawsuit.
And as Carl Bernstein would say, follow the money here. Ultimately, it's about the Murdochs and how much money they're willing to lose, maybe from advertisers.
Yeah. Laura Coates, appreciate it. Brian Stelter, as always. Thank you very much. We'll be right back.